Hi everybody, we're going to be doing our curved warp weaving. We need to make our loom. So the first thing I'm going to do is have my paper vertical in front of me, so nice and tall. I'm going to take the bottom edge and I'm going to bend it so that it touches the top edge, matching in the corners as best as I can. And then I'm going to crease it. This is a hamburger or a book fold. You may call it one of those two things. The next thing that I'm going to do is make some measurement marks here. So I'm going to take my two fingers. I'm going to line them up right with the edge of the paper. And then I'm going to take my marker, my pencil, whatever I'm using, and make a little tiny mark right on the other side of my fingers, like so. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So now I have my two measurement marks. I can take a ruler, the edge of a sketchbook, another piece of paper, whatever you have that's going to help guide your pencil to make a straight line. I'm going to line it up with my two little marks that I have here, and I'm going to draw my line across my paper. This line, again, just to check, is on my opened edge. So my fold is down here. My open edge is still up here. And I'm going to write my name. You're going to write your name on yours. I write my name on mine. This is the stop line. So we're going to stop drawing and cutting on this line. Moving forward, the next thing you're going to do is more measuring. So again, I'm going to use two fingers, putting them right on the edge of the paper here. And I'm going to make my mark on the other side of my fingers, right next to my fingers, not over here, not here, right next to my fingers. So there's my mark. I'm going to make my fingers travel up to the stop line and put another mark right there. Now I'm going to draw a very gently waving line like this. Next thing I'm going to do is put my fingers right next to my mark so I can see my mark right next to my fingers. Make my next measurement mark like so. Fingers travel up. There's my next little dot. And I'm going to make another wavy line. It doesn't need to be the same kind of wavy line, just as long as it is a gentle waving line. Repeat. Line my fingers up. Make my little mark. Fingers travel up. There are my two marks, and again, there's my wave. And I'm going to continue to do this all the way across my paper. And I think I can probably get one more on there. All right. So there are my lines. The last thing that I need to do is to take my scissors and I am going to cut on these lines. Let's triple check because I already had to double check before. This is the folded edge. This is my stop line, which is at the open part. If you are still like that, I'm going to pick up my paper, open my scissors, really open them so that your paper is going to start in the back and I am going to start to cut on my lines. Try and stay right on your lines. We want smooth cuts, so long cuts. If you're somebody that cuts really short, you're like cut real short, you're going to end up with jagged lines. They're going to have these little teeth on them, if you will, and that's going to create a problem for when you are weaving. Your other little papers are going to get all hung up on there. So make sure that they're nice and smooth. And notice that I'm keeping, number one, my hand away from my scissors. And number two, that I am moving my paper a little bit as I'm cutting. So you don't have to just move your scissors back and forth this way. You can move the papers to help with that cutting. When I open it up, this is what you have. This is what your loom is going to look like. All right, so that was really fast, but that in a nutshell is how you're going to make your paper loom.